Module 7 invites learners to pause and reflect on their level of connection to their culture and their heritage. We call this rootedness. Just like a tree stands tall because its roots are deep, people also need strong cultural roots to stay grounded and to pass on their identity to the next generation. This self-assessment is not about right or wrong answers. It's really about helping learners know where exactly they are. It helps learners to know if they're cultural learners, if they're cultural explorers, or if they're cultural guardians, and provides them a blueprint of how to move forward. As a facilitator, I want you to bring learners' attention to this part of the book. Invite learners to honestly answer these questions. The questions range from knowledge of language, ability to write the language, knowledge of folk tales, proverbs, and even experience visiting their hometown. For you to represent your culture and pass it on to the next generation, there are certain things you would need to know. They include your language. You need to have the ability to write and speak your language. You need to know proverbs, rhymes, and folk tales. You need to know the name of your village. You need to know the name of your town and even your local government or council area, whatever it's called within your context. You need to know songs, dances, and cultural activities from where you come from. You need to know stories of your people and their way of life. This self-assessment shows you where you're strong and areas you may need to work on. Discussion prompts. I would like you to invite students to reflect on some of these discussion prompts that I'll read to you now. Which part of the self-assessment was the easiest for you? Which part was the hardest? Ask why the easiest part was easy and why the hardest part was hard. What new things would you like to learn about your culture? How do you think knowing your roots helps you feel stronger or more confident? What can you do to move from cultural explorer to cultural learner, or from learner to guardian? Coaching tips comes on now. Remind learners that low scores are not failures. They're an invitation to learn more. Encourage them to set small goals, learning a proverb, asking a grandparent a story, or joining a cultural activity. Celebrate cultural guardians, but also remind them that their responsibility is to share and teach others. Now that you've come to the end of this session, it's very important that learners that journey on with you leave this session feeling affirmed. The journey to being rooted is not a sprint. It's a marathon. A slow and steady marathon, but it starts with the first step. Encourage learners to own where they are now. Encourage learners to ask questions. There is no stupid question. Encourage learners to be humble, to be patient. Encourage learners to jump on every opportunity to watch a movie in their language, to listen to songs in their language, to learn new ways of doing things in their language. Encourage learners to make friends that know how to speak the language better than they do, or know more cultural practices than they do. No one is perfect. There are many ways to get to the final destination of being rooted. But the important thing is to own your journey, appreciate where you are, and be committed to progress.